Breaking the Wall to Empower Citizen Social Scientists. Kelly Achenbach, COESO, France.
Citizen science. When you hear this term, you might think of something like this: community volunteers collecting data for natural sciences. But citizen science is more than just this. When it's focused on social issues, it can look something like this. On the top right is a group of staff and residents at a retirement home in Italy, and Adela is taking the picture, and the one circled is Isabella. She's a professor of anthropology, and they're working all together to explore why elderly people are feeling isolated in their communities. On the bottom right is a small research group in France. Their group, they have a small group, but the one circled there is Stefania, and she is teaching philosophy at a university. And this is Cosetta, who's a professional dancer and choreographer. And they're exploring together how to make teaching strategies that bridge body knowledge with cognitive knowledge. Oops. So each person you see there brings with them a specific perspective. And as they engage with each other, they are able to pool their knowledge together so that they can come up with solutions together. And those are just two examples of the 10 different citizen science projects that the project I work for, COESO, has enabled in the past 3 years. So what is COESO? COESO is a 3-year research project that involves 19 partner organizations across Europe, and it's funded by the European Commission. And in the project, we are finding out about the factors that facilitate society and academia to co-create knowledge in the social sciences and humanities disciplines, the SSH. We have searched for, found, funded, and facilitated mutual learning exercises with 10 different citizen science projects. We also research what funding exists for these kinds of citizen science projects, and we advocated for more funding. And we explored how to make citizen science in the social sciences and humanities more visible. We also created VERA. VERA is an online hub specifically for citizen science projects in the social sciences and humanities that anybody can join for free to look for potential partners, to build projects, and to search for funding. So what have we learned, and what have we accomplished? We learned that there are a lot of potential citizen science projects in the social sciences and humanities. Our open call alone generated 172 different applications that are very interesting. And the VERA hub that we created is already connecting 130 people to each other. We learned that there is a perceived lack of funding for these kinds of projects. And we engaged with 35 different funders to discuss this issue. We also added over 100 different funding calls to VERA that are relevant for SSH citizen science projects. We also learned that people are really interested in this topic. Our consortium members collectively shared at 100 different events about how SSH citizen science is valuable. And we created a podcast that's been downloaded over 1,500 times so far. We also had a final conference in Paris just last month, where over 160 people came and had some really meaningful conversations. So what impact does citizen science and the social sciences and humanities have on society? Well, Adela's team is helping elderly people feel more included in their communities through a toolkit that they co-created on building caring communities. And Cosetta's team is making the classroom experience more meaningful through the pedagogical methodologies that they co-developed. And what we've heard from all of our projects is that the way they approach their work when they're working together is different than if they had worked alone, and that this impacts their results in a positive way and is therefore worth the extra effort it takes. Because they've experienced firsthand, and I'm sure you can also see the potential that this kind of collaborative research has on helping to solve today's pressing issues. So join VERA and help us break down the wall to empower citizen science in the social sciences and humanities.
Exactly the difference between, collective way for the solution to social issue and the social science issue. There can be a lot of collaboration in the community to try to find a solution to a social issue. And how about your project, the citizen social science issue? What's the difference between?
What's the difference between social issues and social science, I think? It's that? Yeah. How you communicate.
Can be concrete, and for social science, or what is really it is about?
Citizen science always involves a research question. So a citizen scientist or a researcher in the social sciences and humanities asks a specific question that they can gather data on and research. And they are doing that in collaboration in citizen science projects, in collaboration with professionals who work on those kind of issues, maybe not in a so-called scientific way. And so when they work together, that is what makes it citizen science. I don't know, hopefully.
Hi, thanks for the presentation. I coordinate another European-funded project on citizen science in water domain, water quality, pollution, etc. And from my experience, I could say probably 9 out of 10 times of any citizen science project which deals with, say, more scientific or basic science questions also has a social component to it. The impact on fishing communities, the impact on, I don't know, coastal population, etc. Is there a way to integrate what you've done with your CHS project, SSH methodology, and other, say, other types of citizen science projects?
For sure that any kind of project can become interdisciplinary because, of course, when we want to change behavior, we're interested in the social sciences or humanities aspect of the research. So absolutely yes. And I guess, it's hard to answer generally, but if we can talk about specific ideas that you have for water. We have actually one project, one of the 10 projects that focuses on water quality issues in Tanzania, and they work with the women there and to empower the women to be able to influence policymakers. So they incorporate the actual data of the water, maybe the more biological science aspect with with social issues and politics.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thanks.